Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host Brian, and today I'm talking Ready to Love Season 9, Episode 6. This is called Closed Mouths Don't Get Fed. And this was a quote by Rashina on one of the dates this evening. So, yeah, we pick right back up where we were on cliffhanger for the elimination for last week. And that was between Mika and Koshia. And Will is delivering the news. And they are deciding that Koshia is not ready to love. Not totally surprising. I kind of feel like she, after her like conversation with Iran, they were like, she was on the downs, and like she was also has been in the bottom before. I feel like some of the guys are just getting tired of her, and I mean that's kind of what it looks like even tonight too. Just like some of the people are, it's more of they're just sick of them than I think of them actually like not being ready for a relationship type of stuff. So she in a confessional, she's a little bitter, not totally surprised based off of like some of her other confessionals and other things that she's done so far on the season. But all right, so then we just kind of move right into the week, and I think he says Tommy goes. We need to talk about deal breakers. I think is what he said. Yeah, I think it's deal breakers. That might not be the terminology that I use, but basically, like he has a thing every episode of like what they want to focus on. And I'm gonna go with deal breakers. I'm blanking right now on what he actually said, but it's very similar to that. But all right, so the first date we see it's Rashina and Justin, and they go on like a salsa. They're doing a date at a salsa class, so they're dancing. I thought the date went pretty well based off of their interactions. They were flirting. I thought the conversation was good, and I mean that's a connection to keep an eye on. I think moving forward, and I think since Justin's came into the show, I think he's done pretty well. He's I think he has like two or three, maybe four women that are kind of like they could go his way, and he can go their way. I mean, I think he's gonna be here at the end. I'm still on for this is my first season, so I'm unsure how the show actually ends, but I think he's gonna be here for a little bit. And even because Rashina even said like I don't know how I feel about him, and then like, after that she's like he's moving up in her connection ranking. So like I said, good for him. So the next day, Alexis and Chaz, and they just go on like I think it's like a little like cocktail, get a drink. I don't know if they eat food, but they're sitting at pretty much just looks like a dinner table at a restaurant, and they both admit say like, hey, we've been wanting to do this for a while now, and I think there was like a moment that they thought that maybe they like she thought that he might go lean in for a kiss because they was I thought the date went pretty well too. I was because I didn't think that they had, like I guess like Chaz has been like the number one. I think from the last week on the pajama party, they I think it was Patrice had to like which guy is the most popular, and it was Chaz, and I was surprised, but I mean he's doing well, and he's never been. I don't think anyone said anything bad about him at any of the lounge ceremonies at all. So yeah, they went. Yeah, I think he made like a comment, not like an exclusive comment, but saying that like she would be number one, and like the fact that they were thinking about kissing, and like he even said it in the confessional, she referenced it in the confessional. That's how you know like the date went really well. So they have a really strong connection. Problem is like Alexis, because a lot of the girls don't like Alexis. They think she's a troublemaker. So we'll get to that later tonight or later in the episode when we talk about when we get to the lounge ceremony. But Patrice sets up a double date, and she invites Alonzo, William, and Vanessa. And this is like another dinner date. And basically, basically Vanessa was just like almost the fourth wheel of this date. She wanted because Patrice likes Alonzo and William, so she like said in the confessional, "Let the best man win." Like, how is this going to go? And um, Vanessa had a funny comment where she's like, "Patrice was in a love sandwich," and it's true because like William was talking to her, like they were both like it was like guy girl. So it was Alonzo, Patrice, William, and Vanessa, and they talk about some of the things that they do the deal breaker stuff like that. And William says that he was adopted and says that like his strongest bond is having like his only bloodline and strongest connection has been his three kids. So that means a lot to him. And I thought the both women like that. But then William did say that he likes to work out a lot, and the girl that they were worried about that, and they like relay that message to the girls later, and that could be something that could be a deal breaker because some of these women have kids, and it's hard to like just completely focus on like if you have no commitments to anything else, you can work out all the time, be in good shape. But like as you get a family and things like that, you gotta sacrifice your time. And usually that's what it is. I mean, that's what it is for me. So I could totally relate to why the women said that, where they're like, yeah, you once you get like, a bunch of responsibilities, you gotta like cut some stuff or trim those your time down. And another funny moment from this date is William, before the date even started, when he was like saying Vanessa was coming, he's like, I had messaged Vanessa a couple times, she just didn't even answer me. And he's like, I thought the connection was okay, and I'm just surprised. And he brings it up in at the dinner, and she's like, let me see the number. And he actually had the phone number wrong. So I thought that was pretty funny. Um, Classic move. That's another completely relatable thing that can happen in the real world. I mean, probably not anymore, but when you used to like give numbers, write stuff down. If you wrote it on your hand on a piece of paper and napkin, you could misread the number, mistype the number, and it's just game over from there. So I thought that was pretty funny, especially like an older crowd. That's something that could totally happen. So also very relatable. Dominique and Mika go out, and she said she was worried about his height, but she does really like him. Like she thinks he's funny, and like that's one of her things that's deal breaker. She needs humor from a man. So I like their connection. I think another person I haven't really heard a lot of the women like say bad things about is Dominique, but he also really hasn't been on. I feel like the screen that much. There's one episode where he wasn't even shown at all. I think that might have been episode 3. But yeah, we'll see how that goes because the big thing on Mika, the hang up on Mika is like she doesn't want to have kids, and she's pretty like like hard on that, but because she already has kids, and I mean that's something I totally get that. Like you're on the old when you're like getting older, you want to like do go like restart that whole thing again. And she did say in a confessional, and she said it before on the show that like if there was a guy that she really was into, she would think about having his kids. So she's not ruling it out, but it needs to be like she needs to be like totally sure with the guy that she's choosing. And I mean, obviously, it would need to be down the line that she would do that again for somebody. So that I mean, it is a big deal. Having a kid is a big deal. So totally understandable feelings from her. That I agree with that. Okay, the next date, Maya and Justin they go on a date. So Justin going on another date here. Um, one of the deal breakers, Maya, she's like really into family time. Not surprising. I feel like a lot of people would say that, like their connection to the family. Thought the date went okay. I didn't think they were kind of doing this date at the exact same time as Dominique and Mika, so they kind of tended to show more of Dominique and Mika's date. So that makes me think that like it was just kind of like standard date for Maya and Justin. Then I think this might be the final date. Yeah, final date that we have is Rashina and Jonathan. Oh no, this is okay. This is a 2v1 date. So she has Rashina, Jonathan, and Will, and they're making body butter. So I wasn't sure if that was lotion or it doesn't matter. They basically not even do it. They do it for like 30 seconds and they're just having a conversation. And this year, she just wanted to see where she was on with both of these guys because I think they're low on her power rankings, and I don't think either of these guys left a good impression on her at all. Um, they start talking about like what is their deal breakers, and Jonathan won't even say anything, and she thinks that he's very surface level, and that could be a red flag. Like you're not opening up, and I feel like if you sign up for the show, you got to be like open. You got to be open at least a little bit. And he's not doing that at all, and yeah, I think that could be the nail for him in the coffin for his time on the show. But we'll get there. So we move into the ladies' lounge. They briefly talk about like who they like, but I'm gonna write down. I wrote down the people that they did not like because I mean, obviously that is more interesting. Maya doesn't like Will. So actually, it might be William. I can't read my hand right here, but yeah. So people that don't like Will, Maya, Mika, Rashina, and Patrice. So Will low on the power rankings, so that not a good sign for him. Mika and Rashina don't like Jonathan, and Mika, Rashina. Oh wait, and I'm sorry. Alexis doesn't like Jonathan either, but also Mika and Rashina don't like Will as well, or William as well. So yeah, the Wills, tough break for the Wills today. And then Tommy's like, we're gonna throw a curveball in there, and two guys are going home today. So that's a big deal. I mean, we're really cutting out like the cast. He also said that he hinted that this is the halfway process of the show. So this is episode 6, 12 episodes. I don't know if that includes reunion or whatever, but yeah, we're halfway there, and I don't think there's not that many people left. So I wonder if we're gonna get down to the point where we're probably not gonna have eliminations each week. The girls bring up that Alexis told Will about Patrice's comments about him sleeping on the floor, and they made a reference like, "I thought things that stayed in the lounge stayed in the lounge. We don't share that." And they started to bicker, and like even before going into the lounge, Alexis was like, "I don't want to deal with this this the cattiness and things like that." And it's like, well, you can't be if they're telling you these things in confidence. She said like you shouldn't be telling him, and then she's like, "Well, I was just trying to help him out." It's like at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. Alexis not well liked by the other women on the show. All right, so the eliminations. So we had three potentials. So that means one person will be saved. Vanessa took out Will. Maya took out William, and Alexis took out Jonathan. So Vanessa tells Will that like he's pushy, and that just they girls don't really like his vibe. Maya tells William that the non-negotiable, that's what it was, non-negotiable, not deal breaker. Non-negotiable is what Tommy in the beginning of the episode was telling him to look into. The non-negotiable about not working, like that you need to work out. The women were not liking that. And then Alexis told Jonathan that his past could be a problem because he's also not opening up and sharing. And yeah, so Will and Jonathan are dumped. William saved. The Jonathan one, the Will one's not really surprised. Like no one really left liked Will, and the once I think Coach, I don't think it's she, because I don't even know who was vibing with. I guess Anton liked. Oh no, not Anton. Alonzo liked Koshia just for a little bit, and then it went south. But I'm surprised Koshia lasted as long as she did. Jonathan, he was just losing connections each week, so not total surprise there. But yeah, I wonder if next week we'll have a double dumping as well for the women, and that's gonna bring us down to 3. Huh, 3 or 4. Wow. Yeah, we'll see. No, because the girls, somebody went home early, so that would bring us down to 4 for the guys. I think I'm pretty sure if I'm doing my math correct. But yeah, let me know what you think of the season so far. I'm enjoying it. I really enjoy the show. I wish it wasn't on Friday. I kind of wish it was during the week, because I feel like once you do, people aren't really watching TV on Fridays, and by the time probably these people, somebody's watching it, yeah, they could be watching at the end of the week or right before the new one starts. Like I don't know. It's just Friday's a tough. It's tough. That's a tough ask, I think. But yeah, really enjoying the show. I'm gonna keep doing it. I know like not getting a ton of engagement on the videos, but I enjoy it. And I just you never know. I'm gonna put it out there. Somebody might want to talk about it. And I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your weekend. And I will talk to you guys on the next video. Have a good night. See ya.